The world is filled with noise and distractions, cleverly designed to keep you small, to diminish your strength, to steal your time. But there are habits, unshakable principles, that are the keys to freedom, the essence of transformation. These are not just ordinary habits. They are the secrets of those who refuse to live by the rules of others, who rise above the fray, who understand that life is to be seized, not passively accepted. If you're ready to break free from the patterns of the mediocre, then listen. These habits are not merely tools. They are the rituals of transformation for those willing to step into true power. 1. Be proactive. Master the domain of action. Weakness waits. It sits idly, reacting to the world, cowering in fear of change, hoping that life will somehow align with its desires. But the powerful know that the world is not given, it is taken. To be proactive is to shed passivity, to rip away the chains of indecision, to seize life by the throat and command it. The proactive person does not simply do, they create. They take responsibility not only for their actions, but for their thoughts, their emotions, their very essence. This is mastery over self, the foundation of all true power. Command. Starting now, every single thing in your life is your responsibility. Strip away the excuses, the rationalizations, the blame. They are the crutches of the weak. Embrace the truth that every action or inaction has led you to this point. Do not wait for permission to take control. Seize it. Whether it's a goal, a problem, or a challenge, approach it with fierce intent, as if every moment is your last chance to carve your destiny. Life belongs to the proactive. Decide that nothing will happen in your world without your hand in it, and watch as the universe starts bending to your will. 2. Begin with the end in mind. Carve your legacy in stone. Those who wander without purpose are slaves to circumstance, blown about by the winds of others' decisions. But those who begin with the end in mind understand something powerful. They know their final destination, and every step they take is guided by it. When you have a vision that burns within you, that vision becomes more than a goal. It becomes your fate, your unavoidable future. When you walk with the end in mind, you are not just living, you are writing your legacy with each passing moment. Command. Define what you want your life to stand for. Not just vague dreams or shallow desires, but the end you will achieve, the legacy you will leave. Visualize it in painstaking detail. Feel it. Taste it. See it in your mind until it becomes as real as your very heartbeat. Let this vision be your armor against the distractions and the noise. Every action, every thought, every step you take from this moment should be one that brings you closer to this end. Make this vision your North Star, an unbreakable pact with yourself that no force, no obstacle will ever deter. Begin every day, every project, every challenge with this end in mind, and you will find that your path becomes clear, your distractions insignificant, and your power undeniable. 3. Put first things first. Ruthlessly prioritize what matters. In this world, time is the only resource you cannot reclaim, and yet, most squander it as if it were limitless. To put first things first is to grasp this truth with iron resolve, to guard your time as if it were the very essence of life itself. Every minute wasted on the trivial is a minute stolen from your potential, from your destiny. Prioritizing what truly matters is more than just organizing your day. It is a declaration that you will not allow your purpose to be buried beneath meaningless distractions. Command. Each day, identify the 3 actions that will drive your mission forward, the 3 things that matter above all else. These are not tasks. They are the engines of your success, the non-negotiables. Attack them first, with undivided focus. Block out the petty demands, the interruptions, the small asks that would weaken you. Be ruthless in defending your priorities. Say no to anything that does not serve your vision. Every time you choose to put first things first, you are claiming your life, crafting it with precision, and letting the world know that you will not be swayed from your purpose. 4. Think win-win. Forge a path that cannot be denied. The ordinary mind sees life as a battlefield where one must win by making others lose. This is the weak strategy of scarcity. The powerful, however, think in terms of abundance. They know that true strength lies not in destroying others, but in building alliances, creating value that lifts all involved. To think win-win is to take the path of the Creator, the path that leaves no room for failure, because it has left no enemies. It is the path of expansion, of mutual gain, where success becomes unstoppable. Command. See every interaction as an opportunity to create outcomes that serve both you and others. Do not waste energy in petty competition or resentment. Find the way to turn potential adversaries into allies. When you negotiate, create, or collaborate, find the terms that uplift all parties involved. Let those around you know that your success will be theirs as well. This habit is not mere cooperation. It is strategy. The strategy of ensuring that your path is the path of growth for everyone around you. Win-win is not weakness. It is the shield that makes you unassailable, a wall of shared success that no one will want to see fall. 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Master the art of influence. In a world that shouts and clamors, true influence lies in the ability to listen, to see deeply, to understand. Those who seek only to be heard are like noise, forgettable, fleeting. But those who first understand, who listen with intent and clarity, are the ones who command true respect. To seek first to understand is to wield an unseen power over others, to know them better than they know themselves, and to speak to their hidden desires, their fears, their aspirations. Influence is born in understanding. Command. Become a master observer. Listen not just to words, but to body language, to tone, to what is left unsaid. Approach each interaction with the goal of truly understanding the other person's needs, wants, and fears. Resist the urge to interrupt, to assert your own opinion prematurely. Let them reveal themselves to you, and when you finally speak, let your words reflect an understanding that pierces their defenses. When you speak after listening, your voice will carry weight, your influence undeniable, because you have seen into their very core. 6. Synergize, combine strengths to build an unbreakable force. The lone wolf mentality is seductive, but it is also limited. True power is not found in isolation, but in synergy, in the ability to bring together forces that, when combined, create an outcome that is unstoppable. To synergize is to amplify strength, to create something greater than the sum of its parts. This is more than teamwork. It is the forging of an alliance that is unbreakable, the creation of a force that moves like a storm, sweeping through every obstacle. Command. Identify those whose skills and strengths complement yours. Form alliances with those who are as dedicated, as fierce, as driven as you are. Bring together these forces with a single-minded purpose, an outcome that serves all. When you work with others in this way, the results will be more powerful than anything you could achieve alone. Synergize to build a foundation that will withstand any challenge, a fortress of united strength that nothing can bring down. 7. Sharpen the saw. Relentlessly build your edge. To be effective is not to be static. It is to be in constant evolution, to grow, to sharpen, to fortify yourself against stagnation and decay. Life is relentless, and only those who are as relentless in their self-improvement can withstand its trials. To sharpen the saw is to understand that you are the ultimate resource, and that every day you must work to enhance your mind, your body, your spirit. This is not mere self-care. It is the path to unbreakable power. Command. Devote yourself to daily rituals of self-improvement. Train your body to be resilient. Train your mind to be unyielding. Train your spirit to be unbreakable. Every day, take time to sharpen your skills, to expand your knowledge, to deepen your resolve. Know that there is no limit to what you can become, that every challenge you face is an invitation to grow stronger. Sharpen the saw, not because it is easy, but because it is necessary. For when the storms of life come, only the sharpest, the most honed, will stand tall and unshaken. Each of these habits is more than a guideline. They are the foundations of greatness. To practice these habits is to craft yourself into someone who cannot be ignored, who cannot be defeated. The 7 habits are more than steps. They are a transformation, a rebirth. They are the path to power, to effectiveness that shatters mediocrity and demands respect. Embrace them and let them forge you into the person who will command their destiny, who will live not as a pawn in life's game, but as a master of their own fate. In a world that worships convenience and comfort, those who seek true power know a different path, a path steeped in sacrifice, resilience, and a relentless pursuit of mastery over oneself. The ones who rise above mediocrity don't stumble upon greatness. They tear it from the hands of life, piece by piece. They don't leave their fate to chance or luck. No, they create it through ironclad habits, forged in the fires of discipline, molded by an unwavering purpose. These aren't mere routines. They are the foundation of unbreakable power, etched into the very essence of who they are. Every moment we have is borrowed. Every breath is a fleeting gift. For those who understand this truth, time is sacred, and their energy is wielded with precision. When you adopt the habits of the powerful, you're not simply setting goals, you're rewriting your destiny. You're choosing to embody something rare, something fierce, a life driven not by comfort, but by conviction. 1. Unwavering clarity of purpose, your unbreakable North Star. The ones who achieve greatness don't do so by accident. They aren't wandering aimlessly, swayed by every whim or distraction. They possess a clarity so fierce it burns like a fire within them. This purpose, this unyielding why, is their North Star, a light that guides them through every storm, every setback. Without purpose, you are a ship lost at sea, vulnerable to every passing wave. With purpose, you become a force, driven and unstoppable. Action strategy. Don't settle for shallow dreams or borrowed ambitions. Dig deep and ask yourself, what am I willing to bleed for? What goal ignites a fire in me that no storm can extinguish? Write down your purpose, your true reason for waking up every morning, and revisit it daily. Let it root itself within you, becoming the reason you endure, the reason you rise above. 2. Ruthless focus on priorities, carving away the noise. The powerful wield their focus like a weapon, cutting through the noise of life, eliminating everything that does not serve their ultimate goal. They do not scatter their energy. They aim it with surgical precision. They know that every moment spent on the irrelevant is a moment wasted. When you master this focus, distractions become meaningless, and every action you take is a step closer to victory. Action strategy. Set your priorities with ruthless clarity. Each day, identify the few actions that will make the biggest impact and focus solely on them. When you're tempted by distractions, remind yourself of what truly matters, of what's at stake. Guard your time, as if your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. Focus isn't just about saying yes to what's important. It's about having the strength to say no to everything else. 3. Relentless self-discipline, the core of true strength. In a world fueled by fleeting motivation, the disciplined are rare. They rise before dawn, put in the work, and grind through the hours, even when every fiber of their being screams for comfort. Discipline is the foundation of all power. It's what turns dreams into reality. Those who succeed know that discipline will carry them when motivation fades, that it is the one thing that remains unyielding when everything else fails. Action strategy. Start by mastering the small things. Wake up on time. Follow through on commitments, no matter how trivial they seem. Discipline is like a muscle. It grows stronger with each repetition. Build routines that serve you and follow them religiously. When you're tempted to slack, remember that discipline is not a punishment. It's the path to true freedom, the freedom to live life on your terms. 4. Insatiable hunger for learning. Constantly evolving, never settling. The powerful are not satisfied with what they know. They crave more. They seek wisdom from every corner, drawing knowledge like breath. They read, they question, they expand their understanding. They know that in a world that is constantly changing, to stop learning is to invite death. They are relentless in their pursuit of growth, constantly absorbing, constantly evolving. Action strategy. Dedicate time each day to learning. Read books that challenge you. Seek mentors who push you. Absorb perspectives that stretch your mind. Every bit of knowledge you acquire is a tool, a weapon in your arsenal. Knowledge is power, and the more you have, the harder you are to break. Cultivate a mindset of insatiable curiosity, one that propels you forward, even when others are content to stagnate. 5. Proactive problem solving. Anticipate, prepare, conquer. Those who master life don't wait for problems to find them. They seek them out, face them head on, and dismantle them before they become crises. They don't wait to react. They are proactive, constantly assessing, anticipating, and preparing. When obstacles arise, they are already armed, ready to conquer. Their preparedness is their strength, their foresight, a weapon few possess. Action strategy. Develop a problem-solving mindset. Don't wait for life to throw obstacles at you. Anticipate them. Regularly assess your goals and responsibilities, identifying potential challenges and creating strategies to address them. Learn to adapt and to pivot when necessary. Those who can anticipate the storm are never caught unprepared. Prepare for the worst, so you are ready to dominate when it arrives. 6. Absolute accountability. Owning every result, good or bad. The powerful don't hide from their failures. They own them. They take responsibility for every decision, every action, every outcome. In owning everything, they gain the power to change anything. Accountability is their foundation. It keeps them grounded, keeps them hungry. They know that true strength comes from recognizing and learning from mistakes, not from shifting blame. Action strategy. At the end of each day, reflect on your actions and results. What did you achieve? Where did you fall short? Own it all. Don't waste energy on excuses. Realize that every failure is a lesson, a tool for growth. Embrace accountability as a core tenet of your life. It will forge a resilience that makes you unbreakable. 7. Unbreakable resilience. Rising from every fall, stronger. Every time. Resilience is the shield of the powerful. It is the ability to stand up every time life knocks you down, to rise from the ashes, stronger than before. The relentless know that life is a battlefield, and only those with unbreakable spirits survive. They are not afraid to face hardship, to endure pain, because they know that every fall strengthens their resolve. Action strategy. Embrace hardship as part of the journey. When you encounter obstacles, don't shy away. Face them, endure them, and use them to fuel your growth. Remember that resilience isn't about never failing. It's about rising every single time. See every setback as an opportunity to grow stronger. When you refuse to stay down, you become unstoppable. 8. Ruthless control over mindset. Building a fortress of mental power. The strongest don't let negative thoughts or emotions rule them. They have mastered the art of controlling their mindset, creating a mental fortress that shields them from doubt, fear, and weakness. They know that thoughts are powerful, that what you believe shapes your reality. So they choose their beliefs carefully, reinforcing only the ones that make them stronger. Action strategy. Practice awareness of your thoughts. When negativity creeps in, challenge it. Replace it with thoughts that align with your goals. Reinforce beliefs that empower you, that remind you of your strength and potential. Cultivate a mindset that is immune to fear, resilient in the face of doubt. Let your mind become your strongest ally, a weapon against anything life throws your way. 9. Mastery of time. Guarding the only resource you can never get back. The powerful know that time is precious. They don't waste it on trivialities or empty pursuits. Every second is used with intention, with purpose. They understand that the way they spend their time defines their life, and they guard it fiercely. They prioritize, eliminate distractions, and channel every moment into building their legacy. Action strategy. Plan your days with ruthless efficiency. Break your goals down into tasks, prioritize them, and eliminate distractions. Guard your time as if your life depends on it, because it does. Say no to what doesn't serve your purpose, and invest every moment in what brings you closer to greatness. Time is the only currency that truly matters. Spend it wisely. 10. Empathy as a silent power. Leading by understanding, inspiring loyalty. Empathy is often misunderstood as weakness, but the powerful know it as strength. They understand that to lead, to inspire, they must connect with others on a deep level. Empathy is the power to understand, to influence, to forge unbreakable alliances. The strongest know that people are the true currency, and by leading with empathy, they gain loyalty, trust, and respect. Action strategy. Practice empathy in every interaction. Truly listen to others. Seek to understand their motivations, their fears, their dreams. Build relationships based on trust, respect, and understanding. Empathy isn't about appeasing others. It's about knowing how to connect, how to influence, how to lead. When you master empathy, you become a force that others are drawn to, a leader that others follow without question. A dark invitation to true power. This path is not for everyone. It's a path that demands sacrifice, that requires endurance, that leaves no room for comfort. But if you're willing to embrace it, to let go of ease and embrace the fire, you will discover a power beyond anything you've known. You will become relentless, a force that no obstacle can stop. Tonight, as the world outside settles into stillness, that's when our minds often rebel. The chatter, the endless loops of what ifs and why didn't I? These are the echoes that trap us in our own heads. You know the feeling. We've all been there, lying in bed, staring into the darkness, letting thoughts steal away our peace. Overthinking is a thief, one that robs us of both sleep and sanity. But you don't have to be its prisoner. You have the power to rise above it, to quiet the noise, and to bring order to the chaos in your mind. In our modern world, mastering this skill is more than just a mental exercise. It's a survival tool. An organized mind isn't merely a luxury. It's vital if you want to thrive. Let's dive deep, step by step, into the lessons that will guide you in this journey to conquer your thoughts, silence your doubts, and take control of your mind. Lesson 1. Action over analysis. It starts with the understanding that action, not endless pondering, is what moves us forward. Every time you sit there, mind racing with questions and potential outcomes, you slip further into stagnation. Overthinking is a trap, a way for your mind to keep you comfortably immobilized while convincing you that you're preparing. But ask yourself, how often does that mental preparation lead to real change? More likely, it leaves you stuck, weighed down by the possibilities you've created in your head. The ancient Stoics knew this. Marcus Aurelius, the warrior philosopher, didn't believe in thinking endlessly about every scenario. He believed in calculated action, in moving forward even when certainty was impossible. When you act, even in small ways, you create momentum, a ripple effect that breaks the chains of procrastination. Every choice you make, every step you take, teaches you something. It liberates you from the paralysis of what if. Consider this. The next time you find yourself spiraling into overthinking, take a single, tangible step forward. No matter how small, let it be a first step towards something real. Maybe it's making that phone call you've been putting off, jotting down your idea, or organizing your workspace. You'll find that action is powerful. It not only dissolves doubt, it feeds confidence. Each step you take tells your mind, I can do this. And soon, those seemingly insurmountable goals begin to look achievable. Lesson 2. You're not that special, and that's a good thing. One of the heaviest burdens that feeds overthinking is the belief that every choice, every action, is under intense scrutiny from the world around us. We hesitate to post online, afraid of how it'll be perceived. We hold back on chasing our goals, thinking that everyone is watching, waiting for us to fail. This is a trap, and it's one that the Stoics were keenly aware of. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself, "You could leave life right now." Let that determine what you do and say and think. This isn't about being morbid. It's about putting things into perspective. The truth is, most people are too busy with their own lives to care about every little move we make. Realizing this can be freeing. When you grasp that the world isn't hanging on your every word or action, you can let go of the fear of judgment. You're free to try, to fail, to experiment. This doesn't mean you don't matter. It means you can breathe easier, knowing that your perceived missteps won't be the end of the world. Take this lesson to heart. Most people's attention is fleeting. They won't remember your mistakes the way you think they will. So, stop holding back. Stop letting imaginary critics dictate your life. You're free to be bold, to make mistakes, to live fully without constantly worrying about how it looks to everyone else. Lesson 3. Comparison is the thief of joy. How often have you been content with your life, only to see someone else's success and suddenly feel your own accomplishments shrink in comparison? In the age of social media, it's all too easy to measure our worth against others, to let the curated highlight reels of others diminish our own lives. But the Stoics had a profound insight. Your worth is yours alone, not defined by others. Epictetus taught us to focus on what we can control, and the lives of others are certainly outside that sphere. By investing your energy into comparing yourself, you're wasting time and focus on something you can never control. Instead, look inward. Anchor your sense of accomplishment to your own journey, not to someone else's milestones. This shift in perspective can be transformative. It pulls you out of the competition mindset and lets you focus on personal growth. The next time you feel yourself slipping into the comparison trap, pause. Reflect on your progress, your achievements, no matter how small. Each one is a victory unique to you, a testament to your journey. When you stop comparing, you start appreciating, and that's when you reclaim your joy. Lesson 4. Perfection is a myth. Embrace imperfection. Perfection is a mirage. It's the idea that if we just try a little harder, plan a little longer, we can achieve flawlessness. But the truth is, perfection is not only impossible, it's paralyzing. By setting ourselves up to never make mistakes, we doom ourselves to inaction. The Stoics saw this clearly. They taught that imperfection is not a flaw, it's an integral part of growth. Seneca famously said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." We create scenarios of perfect success in our minds, and then we suffer when reality doesn't measure up. But what if you saw each mistake as a lesson? What if, instead of striving for flawless, you aimed for progress? Imagine the freedom that comes with embracing imperfection, with allowing yourself to make mistakes, learn, and move forward. The next time you're tempted to hold back out of fear of not getting it just right, remember this. Every flaw, every imperfection is an opportunity for growth. The road to success isn't flawless. It's filled with stumbling blocks that teach us how to walk. Embrace imperfection, for it's there that real progress is born. Lesson 5. Your emotions are not your reality. Emotions are powerful, sometimes overwhelmingly so. They color our reality, often leading us to believe that what we feel is the truth. But emotions are fleeting, and the Stoics taught us that they do not define our reality. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself often that he held power over his mind, not external events. This is your power too. The next time you feel anxiety, fear, or anger rising, take a moment to detach. Ask yourself, is this emotion based on fact or interpretation? Often, by simply pausing to question our emotions, we regain clarity. This isn't about ignoring your feelings. It's about not letting them control you. Emotional mastery is the art of seeing your feelings without letting them dictate your reality. Think about the last time you were overwhelmed by a single moment of frustration. At that moment, it felt like your whole world was falling apart. But hours or days later, you realized it wasn't as significant as it seemed. With practice, you can train yourself to detach, to see your emotions as passing clouds, rather than the sky itself. Lesson 6. Detach from outcomes. One of the biggest sources of overthinking is our fixation on results. We want to control every outcome, to guarantee that things go our way. But life doesn't work like that. The Stoics were adamant about focusing on what you can control, your actions, not the outcome, which is often outside your grasp. Imagine the peace of mind that comes with detaching from outcomes. You give your best effort, not because you're trying to manipulate results, but because that's who you are. This shift in focus from outcome to process not only reduces anxiety, but also enhances your performance. When you're not obsessed with results, you're free to fully engage with the task at hand. The next time you take on a project or set a goal, remind yourself that you can only control the effort you put in, not the end result. By letting go of outcomes, you allow yourself to be fully present, to learn and grow through the process. Ironically, this often leads to better results, because you're not weighed down by anxiety. Lesson 7. The present moment is all you have. Finally, the greatest gift you can give yourself is presence. The past is gone, unchangeable. The future is uncertain, unknowable. The only real power you hold is in the now, in this very moment. Marcus Aurelius urged himself to confine himself to the present. This isn't about ignoring the past. or failing to plan. It's about not letting those things rob you of the only reality you possess, the present. Each time you catch yourself worrying about tomorrow or replaying yesterday's mistakes, bring yourself back to the now. Focus on what's in front of you, on what you can do in this moment. Engage fully with the people, tasks, and experiences around you. Living in the present diminishes overthinking because it grounds you in reality, in what's within your control. Every moment you spend focused on the present is a victory over the endless spiral of what ifs and why didn't I. It's a reclamation of your life, a commitment to live fully rather than simply exist. Embrace each present moment for the gift it is. In this world, conformity is the currency. The ones who hold the power don't want you to think differently. They want you predictable, easily swayed, easily silenced. They want you to play your role, follow the rules, and never question the script. But if you want to break free, if you want to transcend the machinery of mediocrity, then discipline is your weapon. Purpose is your shield. This isn't about blending in. It's about standing out, refusing to be a pawn in someone else's game. Imagine waking up every day with a razor-sharp clarity of purpose. You're unshaken by the noise, focused only on what matters. This level of focus, this relentless drive, is not a gift. It's a skill, built through self-discipline, fortified by purpose. The world doesn't want you to have it. Why? Because self-discipline makes you unpredictable, powerful, and impossible to control. The only way out of the matrix is to double down on this discipline, to go beyond the superficial, to structure your life around calculated goals that push you to the edge. The first step is to know why you're here. Finding purpose isn't about lofty ideals or external recognition. It's about unearthing what drives you at your core. Every day, your purpose becomes a compass, guiding every action, every decision. It's what gets you out of bed when the world is pulling you back, when comfort whispers, "Stay." But comfort is a trap, an invitation to surrender to a mediocre existence. Your purpose, your discipline, these are your defenses against becoming just another piece in the puzzle. But purpose alone is not enough. The discipline to follow through, day after day, even when it's brutal, even when you're weary, that's where the real power lies. Every time you make a promise to yourself and keep it, every time you reject distractions and focus on what matters, you're sharpening your edge, building a resilience that's rare and lethal. This discipline is about showing up every day, not waiting for inspiration, not hoping for ideal conditions, but moving forward because you know there's no other option. The world will try to distract you with superficial pleasures and empty comforts. That's how it keeps you docile, how it numbs you into submission. But the path to true power demands that you forsake these distractions, that you cultivate a strength immune to temptation. Discipline isn't glamorous. It's gritty, relentless, a daily grind. It's choosing the long term over the immediate, the difficult over the easy. And with each disciplined choice, you're creating a foundation of unshakable strength. Purpose and discipline are your anchors, but resilience is the force that keeps you pushing forward. Every obstacle is a test, every setback a choice. Give up or keep going. The world wants you to quit, to be discouraged, to settle back into the safety of mediocrity. But every time you push through, every time you show up despite the resistance, you're proving that you're made of something different. Real success isn't found in bursts of motivation. It's forged in the fire of consistency. To cultivate this level of resilience, start small. Define what showing up means for you and make it non-negotiable. Whether it's writing a single line of that book, hitting a workout, or dedicating a moment to deep reflection, These small actions compound, reinforcing your self-discipline. This consistency, this habit of pushing forward no matter what, becomes the armor that shields you from mediocrity. Yet discipline isn't just about action. It's about what you're willing to let go of. Comfort, luxury, and ease, they weaken your edge. Embrace discomfort deliberately. It could be as simple as fasting, taking the harder path, or challenging yourself to endure something others would shy away from. The more you expose yourself to hardship, the less power adversity holds over you. The world sells comfort, but comfort breeds complacency. Voluntary discomfort builds strength, sharpens gratitude, and deepens resilience. The Stoics understood this, saw value in voluntary hardship, in choosing challenges that others avoid. When you practice living without the things most people cling to, you become stronger, tougher, more adaptable. Adversity is no longer something you fear. It's a test you welcome, a measure of your progress. This practice doesn't weaken you. It fortifies you against whatever life throws your way. And remember this: control what you can, let go of what you can't. So much of what distracts, angers, or weakens us lies beyond our reach. Trying to control the uncontrollable is a waste of your energy. True discipline means focusing solely on your actions, your thoughts, and your responses. The world around you will never be perfect, and people will disappoint you. But those things aren't in your control. What you can control is how you rise, how you remain steadfast, grounded in your purpose. Each day, take stock of what's within your power. If it's outside your influence, let it go. Channel that energy into what you can change, into the goals that fuel your purpose. This isn't detachment, it's liberation. You're freeing yourself from the futile and grounding yourself in the possible. Success demands this level of mental clarity, a single-minded focus on what matters. Don't let your peace be tied to things you can't influence. This journey isn't about waiting for others to validate you or for external circumstances to align. People will doubt you, criticize you, question your path. Ignore them. The approval of others is irrelevant to those on a mission. If you allow others to dictate your worth, you become a puppet to their opinions. True power is cultivated from within, from knowing who you are and why you're here. The naysayers will always be there, and their doubts are nothing but noise. Your path is yours alone. Don't let their opinions shape your journey. Surround yourself with those who elevate you. Emulate the wise, the disciplined, those who walk the path of purpose. Their influence will remind you of what's possible, of the strength you're building. But don't follow blindly. Adapt their virtues, integrate their strengths, and use them to sharpen your own character. The examples of others are blueprints, but your journey is uniquely yours. Draw strength from those who have gone before, but carve your own path. End each day with reflection. Assess your actions, your progress, and your alignment with your purpose. Did you give in to weakness? Did you stay on track? Self-assessment is not a moment of judgment, but a moment of truth. It's a chance to recalibrate, to refine. Each day is a stepping stone. Reflect, adjust, and prepare to be better tomorrow. This habit of self-review will keep you accountable, keep you moving forward, keep you disciplined. The world doesn't want you to be disciplined, doesn't want you to have this power, because discipline gives you control, and control gives you freedom. The matrix crumbles when people stop playing their part, when they break free from the patterns set for them. This is your path to freedom, your path to true power. Step outside the norm, embrace discipline, endure discomfort, and focus only on what you can control. To truly break free, you must cultivate a mindset fortified against both internal and external distractions. The Stoics knew that freedom isn't just about escaping the system. It's about mastering yourself so completely that no system, no circumstance, no setback can unbalance you. That mastery begins with deliberate strategies designed to protect your focus, discipline your mind, and anchor your actions in purpose. 1. Shielding your focus. Create mental boundaries. In a world constantly vying for your attention, protecting your focus becomes a daily battle. The Stoics understood that what you allow into your mind shapes your reality. Seneca warned about allowing trivial matters to invade our thoughts, saying, "What's the use of acquiring a fortune if you cannot then enjoy it?" True wealth lies in a mind free from distraction and clutter. Start each day with intention. Decide what deserves your attention and what doesn't. Shield your focus with mental boundaries, not allowing just anything to penetrate your thoughts. Practically, this means controlling your environment and limiting distractions. If something does not serve your goals, it doesn't belong in your daily routine. Turn off notifications, limit mindless scrolling, and consciously choose what information you consume. Information is power only if it fuels your purpose. Otherwise, it's dead weight, a distraction disguised as value. 2. Opinions. Marcus Aurelius himself would retreat into his inner world, writing, "Nowhere can a man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his." Solitude isn't loneliness. It's an opportunity to reconnect with yourself, to ask hard questions, to face your fears, and to refine your goals. Dedicate a portion of your day to intentional solitude. Spend it in silence, observing your own thoughts, questioning your desires, and confronting the motives behind your actions. Use this time to clarify what truly matters and to filter out what doesn't. Solitude sharpens your mental resilience and solidifies your purpose, making you less susceptible to the noise of the world. 3. Harnessing adversity. Turn setbacks into fuel. Life is unpredictable and adversity is inevitable. But the Stoics didn't see obstacles as setbacks. They saw them as opportunities for growth. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every challenge, every obstacle is an invitation to adapt, to refine your approach, and to grow stronger. This mindset transforms adversity from a hindrance into a powerful ally. When you face setbacks, don't react impulsively. Instead, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me better? See each challenge as a chance to practice resilience, to test your discipline, and to reinforce your purpose. Use adversity as fuel. When something goes wrong, recognize that it's an opportunity to hone your mental toughness, to sharpen your focus, and to strengthen your resolve. This is how obstacles become stepping stones. 4. Daily reflection. A habit of accountability. Reflection is a powerful tool for self-mastery. The Stoics practiced it every night, examining their actions and thoughts, not as an exercise in guilt, but as a means of constant improvement. At the end of each day, ask yourself the questions that will keep you on track. Did my actions today align with my purpose? Did I maintain my discipline, or did I falter? This habit of reflection keeps you accountable, ensuring that every day is a step closer to the person you aspire to be. In your reflections, be honest, but not harsh. See every misstep as a lesson, every moment of discipline as a victory. Track your progress not only in achievements, but in growth. Reflection keeps your mind sharp and your goals alive. It's a nightly calibration, a way of reinforcing your commitment to the path you've chosen. 5. Mastery. Over desire. Practicing voluntary discomfort. Most people spend their lives in pursuit of comfort, but the Stoics believed comfort is a double-edged sword. It's a fleeting state that, when pursued without limits, leads to dependency and weakness. To remain resilient, the Stoics practiced voluntary discomfort, deliberately exposing themselves to hardship to build mental and physical fortitude. Epictetus reminded his students to prepare for challenges so that they might meet real adversity with strength. Embrace this practice of voluntary discomfort. Go without luxuries now and then. Fast for a day. Wake up earlier than you want to. Train your body rigorously. Each act of discomfort makes you stronger, more resilient, more self-sufficient. By conditioning yourself to be comfortable with discomfort, you become immune to adversity. You gain control over your desires rather than letting them control you. In a world addicted to instant gratification, your ability to endure discomfort becomes your competitive advantage. 6. The dichotomy of control. Release what you can't change. One of the central principles in Stoic philosophy is the dichotomy of control, the understanding that some things are within our power and others are not. Wasting energy on things outside our control only leads to frustration and helplessness. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Freedom lies in focusing solely on what you can control and releasing the rest. Every time you encounter a challenge, ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go. This practice isn't about detachment, it's about discipline. Your mind, your actions, your choices, these are within your domain. External events, the opinions of others, the outcomes of your efforts, these are not. By releasing what you can't control, you liberate yourself from needless anxiety, gaining a deeper peace and resilience. This freedom allows you to channel all of your energy into what truly matters. 7. Building a fortress of inner peace. Emotional mastery. Emotions are powerful forces, and without control, they can lead you astray. The Stoics taught that true strength lies in mastery over one's emotions, not in their suppression, but in their regulation. Marcus Aurelius practiced remaining calm amid chaos, writing, "Be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved, and the raging of the sea falls still around it." Cultivate emotional resilience by acknowledging your emotions, but refusing to let them dictate your actions. In moments of anger or fear, pause, breathe, evaluate the situation calmly. Remind yourself that emotions are temporary, that their influence will fade. Mastery over your emotions is not about being unfeeling. It's about responding instead of reacting. It's about letting reason guide your actions, allowing you to move through life with calm assurance. 8. Surrounding yourself with excellence. Choose your influences wisely. The Stoics knew that the company you keep shapes who you become. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow, who push you to be better. Avoid those who drain your energy or encourage mediocrity. Seneca warned, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." Your environment is powerful. Choose it wisely. This doesn't just mean the people around you. It also means the content you consume, the conversations you entertain, the habits you build. Are they making you sharper? Are they aligning with your goals? Seek out mentors, role models, and books that inspire you to push beyond your limits. Each influence either strengthens or weakens you, so let your environment be a forge for excellence. 9. Delayed gratification. Cultivate the strength to wait. We live in an age of immediacy, where instant gratification is a way of life. But the Stoics knew that true fulfillment comes from delayed gratification, from putting in the work now and reaping the rewards later. Seneca wrote about living a life based on virtue rather than fleeting pleasures. Discipline yourself to wait, to resist the pull of instant rewards. Set long-term goals and commit to them. If you want to master a skill, invest the time to practice it deeply. If you have financial goals, prioritize saving and growth over impulsive spending. Delayed gratification teaches patience, builds character, and reinforces self-control. In a world addicted to shortcuts, your willingness to delay gratification sets you apart. 10. Becoming the master of your own mind. Cultivate mental independence. Finally, Stoicism teaches that true freedom is found in self-reliance, in being the master of your own mind. In a world where everyone seeks approval and validation from others, Stoics find their strength within. Epictetus advised, "Seek not the approval of others, but the approval of your own conscience." Your happiness, your peace of mind, should not be swayed by the judgments of others. Develop mental independence by setting your own standards, by relying on your own judgment. The more you ground yourself in your values, the less you'll need validation from others. This inner strength, this reliance on self, will make you unbreakable, immune to the opinions that sway the weak. The Stoic path is not an easy one. It requires fortitude, relentless self-discipline, and a willingness to confront your own weaknesses. But it is a path that leads to freedom, resilience, and mastery over yourself and your life. To live by these principles is to rise above the crowd, to carve out a life of purpose, and to break free from the chains of mediocrity. Take a moment to let the worries of the day pass and melt into the stillness. Feel yourself breathe. Notice your body's functions and how you do not need to consciously worry about the oxygen entering your lungs. You do not have to worry about the various chemical reactions that are sustaining your conscious life and fueling your vessel. The subconscious mind has it handled. Take a moment to be grateful for its magnificence. The universe has you taken care of for now. This channel's purpose is to assimilate words to carry a message that will aid in your conscious evolution. We wish to help you come back down to earth and focus on the skills necessary to navigate life freely, as a reflection of God, to enter the driver's seat of your own life, to help people live proactively instead of reactively. Now, let's begin today's lesson. In a world where appearances rule and facades hide intentions, there's one skill that can change everything. The ability to see beyond the surface, to read people in a way that leaves no room for deception. Today, it's more than just a skill. It's survival. In this day and age, where every interaction is a power play, learning to see the truth behind someone's words and actions is an armor. It's the key to success, to understanding, and to freedom from the webs people weave to trap the unwary. When you know how to read people, you become untouchable. You see things that others miss, understand things others ignore. While they take words at face value, you'll see through the words to the real motivations, the hidden agendas. You'll know who to trust and who to avoid, who to hold close, and who to keep at arm's length. This isn't about manipulation. It's about seeing the world for what it truly is. Today, we're going to delve into the unspoken language of people, the subtle signals, the micro-expressions, and the involuntary cues that give away what lies beneath. Welcome to the art of reading people. 1. Tell me more. The power of strategic listening. In a world where most people talk just to be heard, real power lies in the ability to listen strategically. Tell me more isn't just a phrase. It's an invitation, an open door for others to reveal what they're really thinking and feeling. When you look someone in the eye and say those words, you're inviting them to drop their guard, to share what they might usually keep hidden. Imagine being able to uncover people's truths without ever demanding it, without ever making them feel forced. That's the power of tell me more. People are so rarely truly listened to that when they sense someone actually cares, they open up. It's human nature. But don't mistake this for mindless listening. You're not just gathering information. You're gathering ammunition. You're observing how they react, what they emphasize, what they avoid. You're learning their fears, their ambitions, and most importantly, the cracks in their armor. The power of Tell Me More is in its simplicity. It's an approach that builds trust, that lures others into dropping their defenses. They feel safe, and in that feeling of safety, they reveal things they might never intend. This isn't just listening. It's a method to get people to show you their cards without even realizing it. 2. Observation. Actions speak louder than any words. They say actions speak louder than words, and this couldn't be truer when it comes to reading people. Most people are adept at controlling what they say, but few can control the small, unconscious actions that reveal who they really are. True character shows itself when people think no one's watching. It's easy to act with kindness and respect when there's an audience, but how does someone behave when the spotlight's off? Observe how they treat those who can offer them nothing. The waiter, the janitor, the stranger on the street. That's where their real nature comes out. Do they switch from polite to dismissive the moment they no longer need to impress? Are they kind only when there's something to gain? Small actions and shifts in behavior are clues to a person's values and self-respect. It's not about judging them. It's about seeing who they really are without the mask. Think of it as gathering data. Each interaction, each unguarded moment, is another piece of the puzzle. You're not just looking for good or bad behavior. You're looking for patterns, for signs of consistency or inconsistency. Once you learn to decode these actions, you'll know more about a person's true self than they'd ever willingly tell you. 3. Patterns don't lie. The past as a blueprint of character. People love to say they've changed, that they're different now, but the truth is simple. Patterns don't lie. A person's past is the blueprint to understanding their present. Every behavior, every decision is a piece of their history. Someone who's overly guarded, they've likely been betrayed. A person who lashes out at criticism, chances are they grew up in an environment where they were constantly judged. Understanding a person's past isn't about excusing their behavior. It's about deciphering it. You're not looking to understand every detail, but rather to see the patterns, to understand what has shaped them, and most importantly, to anticipate how those patterns will guide their future actions. When you understand a person's history, you gain insight into what they're likely to do next. This is the tool that allows you to move with intention. When you see the roots of someone's actions, you're not blindsided by their choices. You anticipate, you predict, and you navigate around their triggers. With this understanding, you become unshakable, knowing how to avoid potential conflicts and how to strengthen your alliances. 4. Tonal shifts. The voice betrays the truth. Words can be crafted, rehearsed, controlled, but tone is instinctual. A shift in tone is a glimpse into someone's inner world. It's the moment when the mask slips, even if just for a second. When someone's tone changes, when their voice drops, their words speed up, or they start to stutter, you're seeing a crack in the facade. Imagine you're in a conversation, and a colleague who is usually confident and assertive suddenly hesitates, their voice dropping to almost a whisper. That change is not accidental. It's a sign of uncertainty, of unease, of something they're holding back. Tonal shifts aren't just random. They're involuntary signals, the mind's way of revealing truth, even when the words conceal it. These shifts might be subtle, but once you start tuning in, they'll be impossible to ignore. You'll start noticing how discomfort sounds, how a lie feels, how confidence resonates. Knowing how to read these tonal changes makes you almost like a mind reader. You're listening not just to the words, but to the layers behind them, the emotions and intentions that others are blind to. The truth in unwatched moments, who they are, when they think no one's watching. The real insight into a person's character isn't found when they're on stage. It's found in those moments when they believe they're invisible. Watch how someone acts in those quiet, unnoticed moments. How do they behave when they think no one's watching? Are they respectful to their surroundings, mindful of others, or do they slip into selfish, careless habits? These unobserved behaviors are often the most revealing. They show the truth behind the performance. It's in these small moments, how they react to a setback, how they treat those they don't need, how they handle mundane tasks, that you see what lies at their core. You're not looking for grand gestures or displays of character. You're looking for those small, seemingly insignificant moments that tell you everything you need to know. When you learn to watch people in these unguarded moments, you're seeing them without the social armor, without the mask. It's like seeing someone's true reflection, and in that reflection, you find the truth of who they are. 6. Emotional reactions. The instincts behind the mask. Emotion is a powerful truth teller. While someone can mask their words, controlling their body language, emotions are harder to hide. They are the raw, instinctual responses that seep through the cracks of any mask. Observe how someone reacts in moments of stress, joy, anger, or disappointment. Do they embrace change, or do they resist it with everything they have? Do they react with anger or with understanding when challenged? These reactions aren't just responses. They're indicators of core values, of deep-rooted fears and priorities. Emotional reactions cut through the facade and show what truly matters to someone. For example, someone who reacts defensively to constructive criticism might have unresolved insecurities. Someone who lights up at the prospect of a challenge is likely driven by a desire for growth and progress. Recognizing these emotional cues allows you to navigate around them. You understand what drives them, what pushes them, and what holds them back. When you know what motivates someone at this primal level, you know how to communicate with them in a way that resonates deeply, that gets to the heart of who they are. 7. Body language, the silent dialogue. The body speaks a language of its own, a language that cannot lie. Every gesture, every posture, every small movement carries meaning. Crossed arms, a subconscious barrier, a forward lean, an invitation to connect. People can control their words, but controlling body language is nearly impossible. Most don't even realize they're doing it. Body language is like a silent dialogue, an ongoing conversation that continues even when the words stop. A person who mirrors your gestures is aligning with you, whether they realize it or not. A person who leans away is distancing themselves, emotionally as well as physically. Pay attention, and you'll start to see layers of communication beyond what anyone is saying. Once you learn to interpret body language, you'll be able to read a room without a single word. You'll understand who's comfortable, who's holding back, who's pretending to be something they're not. This awareness gives you a distinct advantage, allowing you to respond not to the surface, but to the reality underneath. This world is built to crush those who lack the will to rise. It thrives on routine, rewards complacency, and buries the rest. Here, survival is a challenge in itself, but thriving, that's a demand reserved for those willing to step beyond the limits others accept. Settling for less reduces you, makes you a part of the machinery, strips you of individuality, leaves you as just another statistic. Yet each of us has something within, a force waiting to be unleashed. It's as vast and unshakable as our potential itself, a power forged in the depths of fear, cultivated in the soil of doubt. Our biggest transformations often rise from our darkest places. So why let fear hold us down? Why allow imaginary chains to bind us, keeping us from discovering how far we could go? The truth is simple. We've forgotten the power of acting as if. Most people around us surrender to the pressures of expectation, letting society dictate their limits. They don't want to push the boundaries. They're content to stay within lines that were drawn by someone else. But the few who go beyond, the ones who create, break barriers, and live with purpose, move with a different kind of resolve. They understand that life rewards those who act as though success is their birthright. It's not delusion. It's the conviction that our potential is waiting, just beyond the walls we've built around ourselves. The world demands that we conform, that we bow to the forces of fear and routine. The voices around us often say, settle down, play it safe, and be realistic. But to break free, we have to shed those limits. When you wake up in the morning, do you move with the certainty that this day could change everything? Or do you fall back into habits that keep you small, predictable, and ordinary? The choice is yours. Imagine how different life would be if you acted as though failure was impossible. Think about the ambitions you've sidelined, the goals you abandoned because the risk felt too great. Acting as if doesn't mean pretending. It means refusing to let the unknown dictate your life. It means seeing every challenge as a tool for growth and a test of will. Each struggle can be your chance to learn, to adapt, and to build a deeper strength. This isn't about chasing the impossible without regard for reality. It's about transcending what's been imposed on you, about choosing to see obstacles as opportunities, not as deterrents. Every limit we encounter has the potential to become a lesson if we approach it with resilience. The process of growth isn't gentle. It's relentless. It tests you, it tears at your weaknesses, and it demands sacrifice. But the person you become on the other side will thank you for every difficult step. Within you lies the potential to shape your reality, to redefine the boundaries of what's possible. Don't wait for validation from the world. You have the power to reshape your life on your own terms. This power, the power to believe in yourself, isn't about blind optimism. It's about choosing to see beyond immediate circumstances, to trust that you are capable of more than you know. It's about embodying a mindset that refuses to be subdued, that chooses progress over comfort. The act of believing in yourself isn't just a vague, feel-good notion. It's a weapon. It turns hesitation into movement and doubt into determination. And like any weapon, it has to be wielded with intention. Those who rise above are not waiting for proof. They are moving with purpose, with a belief so deeply rooted that every step they take is toward their goal. Take a look at the limits you've placed on yourself. These are not barriers set in stone. They are illusions, boundaries that can be pushed, expanded, or even shattered. Challenge them. The only reality they hold is the one you've accepted. Speak to yourself as if you are powerful, as if success is your only option. Feed your mind with belief. Surround yourself with people who see greatness in you and encourage it. This belief will grow, becoming an unbreakable foundation for every decision you make. Remember, belief alone won't carry you. It must be accompanied by relentless action. Action turns belief into a living force. When you combine the two, nothing can hold you back. Each move you make, each step forward, strengthens your conviction and brings you closer to what you desire. The road won't be easy, but that's the price of freedom, the price of reaching your potential. Your life depends on this belief, on this relentless pursuit. On the other side of your doubts and fears lies the life you've been searching for. It's time to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start making every moment count. Step into the unknown with purpose, with the certainty that you have the strength to face whatever comes. Act as if every day is a step closer to your dreams. Move forward as if the obstacles are only temporary. This is the mindset of those who refuse to be ordinary, who refuse to be defined by the past, who make their own path. When fear and doubt creep in, remember, they're not walls, they're tests. They ask only one question: how much do you want this? The answer lies not in words, but in the actions you take, in the commitment you uphold. In the end, your life will not be measured by the dreams you kept hidden, but by the risks you took, by the bold moves that brought those dreams to life. Every day you have a choice: to remain confined by the limits that have been set, or to push beyond them. Life doesn't pause, and opportunity doesn't wait. Each moment you choose comfort, you allow fear to root itself deeper, to dictate your actions, and to hold you back from what you are capable of achieving. To act as if fear is nothing more than an illusion, you begin to reclaim your power. The most powerful thing you can do is take action. Not massive, showy action, but small, consistent steps forward. This kind of action, the kind that happens even when you're unsure, even when you don't know the full path ahead, is what builds resilience. It's what separates those who talk about change from those who live it. And as you take those steps, you'll find that fear loses its grip. Each move forward, each risk taken, builds a layer of strength you didn't know you had. Belief, however, isn't something that just comes to you in the form of a wish or a fleeting thought. It's something you build and reinforce every single day. With each disciplined choice, each hard decision, you train your mind to trust itself. You create a foundation that's solid enough to carry you even when everything around you is uncertain. This kind of belief doesn't crumble under pressure. It thrives on it. It becomes your armor, your fuel, and your guidance through whatever obstacles come your way. There will be days when the path feels unclear, days when the weight of doubt makes every step a struggle. But remember that strength doesn't come from ease. It's born in the fires of challenge. Each time you face resistance, you're sharpening your resolve. Every struggle, every setback, is a test of your will. Embrace these moments. They are not your enemy. They are part of the process, sculpting you into someone who cannot be shaken. In this journey, discipline is your greatest ally. Discipline isn't punishment. It's the bridge that takes you from intention to achievement. It's what keeps you moving even when motivation fades, when the spark is dim and the goal feels far away. Discipline is the relentless commitment to keep going, to push through the monotony and the doubt. It's a quiet, steady force, unshaken by the storms that come. It's the reason some people rise while others stay behind. Cultivate it, and it will become your most powerful tool. As you grow, remember this: life will test you. It will throw challenges, setbacks, and resistance at you, not to stop you, but to refine you. These challenges are not roadblocks, they're stepping stones, opportunities to adapt, to evolve, and to sharpen your focus. The pain, the fear, the struggle, they are temporary, but the strength you build from pushing through them will stay with you forever. Adaptability is crucial. In a world that changes at every turn, being rigid will only make you brittle. Learn to bend, to shift, to see challenges from new angles. Embrace change as a tool, not a threat. Those who can adapt will find opportunity where others see only obstacles. Growth requires flexibility, an openness to move with life's currents without losing sight of your goals. This flexibility doesn't mean abandoning your path. It means finding new ways to move forward, no matter what stands in your way. Understand that nobody else will hand you success. No one else will create the life you envision. You are the architect, the one responsible for each brick you lay, each step you take. Every day, every action, either brings you closer to that life or pulls you further from it. Do not wait for permission or approval. Rise on your own terms, fueled by the fire within you. Surround yourself with others who share this mindset, who push themselves as hard as you do. Those who accept mediocrity will try to convince you that your goals are too ambitious, too unrealistic. Let their doubts fall away, for they see the world through limits you no longer recognize. Seek out those who elevate you, who challenge you to be better. Stand with people who know what it means to pursue greatness, who won't let you shrink to fit the confines of someone else's comfort. And remember that this path you're on is not just about achievement. It's about transformation. It's about becoming the kind of person who rises to every challenge, who doesn't shrink in the face of fear, who is relentless in the pursuit of a life that is wholly their own. The victories, the accomplishments, they're just markers along the way. The true reward is the strength you cultivate, the resilience you build, and the person you become through the process. Every day is a chance to take back your power, to act as if there are no limits but the ones you impose on yourself, to move with conviction, to challenge the voice of doubt, to reject the ordinary, and embrace the path of those who rise above. This is your time, your moment to step forward, not as someone bound by fear, but as someone unbreakable. Let's be honest here. Every day you wake up and make a choice, whether you realize it or not. You choose to become who you are, or you choose to stay stuck in who you've always been. And here's the hard truth. You're either creating your destiny, or you're slowly killing it. You think that just because you're waiting for some big moment, some flash of brilliance, that success will find you. But you're wrong. You don't wait for success. You build it. Relentlessly. Relentlessly. Until you don't even recognize the person you used to be. Look around. 150,000 people didn't wake up this morning. Their chances are gone. Their story's finished. But you're here. And yet, you're still making excuses. Still putting things off. Still waiting for that magic bullet to make it all easy. Stop kidding yourself. Life doesn't care if you're ready. It doesn't care if you're scared. It only respects those who step up, who confront the fire, and forge themselves in it. So let me ask you this. What are you willing to endure? Because nothing worth having comes without sacrifice. Nothing worth building comes without breaking first. Are you willing to look at yourself honestly? To see your weaknesses without flinching? To see where you're failing yourself and do something about it? Or are you going to keep waiting, keep hoping, keep complaining that life isn't fair? Success demands one thing above all else: discipline. Not just once, not just for a few weeks, but day after day, in the dark, with no applause, with no recognition. Winners know this. They know that success is born in the silence, in the stillness, in those relentless early mornings and unforgiving late nights. When the world is sleeping, they're working. When others are complaining, they're pushing through. That's what sets them apart. That's what sets them above. You want change? Here's where it starts. Wake up every day and make the decision to live like the success you're becoming. Not someday. Today. It means you get up earlier than you want to. It means you say no to comfort and yes to challenge. It means you stop filling your head with empty dreams and start pouring everything into hard, focused action. You have a choice, and that choice is yours every single day. Your words become actions. Your actions become habits. And those habits, they create your character. Your character defines your destiny. So every time you speak, every time you act, every time you form a habit, you are carving out the life that awaits you. But here's the twist. This path isn't easy. It never was. Every obstacle you're facing, every struggle you're enduring, they're not there to defeat you. They're there to show you what you're made of, to strip away every weakness, every excuse, every lie you tell yourself. Every struggle is a test, and you have to pass it to prove to yourself that you're worth the dream you say you want. Let me tell you something about sacrifice. Most people think they're ready to do what it takes. They talk big, but the second things get hard, the second they feel uncomfortable, they shrink back. They tell themselves they'll start again tomorrow, or next week, or when it feels right. Here's a hard truth for you. It will never feel right. You will never feel fully ready, fully prepared, fully equipped. The people who succeed aren't the ones who wait until they feel ready. They're the ones who jump in, who start fighting even when they're terrified, even when they're lost. And that's what you have to do. You think winners are waiting for motivation to hit them? No. They know that the only motivation worth having is the kind you build yourself, day after day. They know that it's not about feeling like a winner. It's about choosing to act like one before the world even knows your name. You start acting like a success before the world sees it. You pay the price long before you see any reward. This isn't about waiting. It's about choosing. Choose to stop running. Choose to stop waiting for the perfect moment. Choose to stop giving in to your own excuses. Your life, your legacy, is defined by what you do in the gaps, in those in-between moments when no one is watching, when no one cares. Those moments define whether you rise or whether you fade. So how do you rise? Every morning, you build a fortress of habits, each one a brick in the life you're creating. You surround yourself with people who elevate you, who push you, who challenge you. Because the people you allow around you will either lift you up or pull you down. Your associations are like gravity. They either elevate you or bury you. Choose them wisely. You want strategies? Start here. Create a ritual of discipline. When you wake up, control your first hour. Do something that pushes you, that forces you to start the day with intention. Don't check your phone. Don't indulge in mindless distractions. Control that first hour like it's a lifeline, because it is. Do what makes you uncomfortable daily. Every single day, do something that makes you uncomfortable, that pushes your boundaries. This isn't just about building resilience. It's about training yourself to embrace discomfort, to step into it willingly because you know it's the only way to grow. Set accountability traps. Make it harder to quit than to keep going. Tell someone about your goals. Set consequences if you don't follow through. Write down the actions you need to take. Accountability makes you confront your own weakness and forces you to step up. Model those who've already succeeded. Don't reinvent the wheel. Find someone who's where you want to be. Study them. Model their habits. Learn from their mistakes. The path to success is lined with clues, if only you have the wisdom to follow them. Reflect and adjust. Every week, sit down and evaluate your actions. What worked? What didn't? Where did you fall short? Where did you succeed? Be ruthless with yourself, but never cruel. Adjust, adapt, learn. This is how you grow. Let's talk about failure, because it's coming. Embrace it. Don't fear it. Respect it. Failure isn't the end. It's the proving ground. It's where you learn what you're made of, where you get stronger, where you burn away every weakness and excuse. Don't hide from it. Face it head on and let it teach you. Every time you fail, you learn. And every time you learn, you get closer to the success you're building. Success isn't an achievement. It's a process. It's who you become. And that person you're becoming, they're forged in the fire of discipline, of relentless consistency, of choosing courage over comfort. Every day, every hour, every minute, you're either moving closer to that person or further away. Choose wisely. So here's your challenge. Stop waiting. Stop hoping for success to come find you. Start becoming the success you want to be, right now. Think it, speak it, live it, and don't ever stop, no matter how hard it gets. Because in the end, it's not the victories that define you. It's the struggle, the climb, the grit you showed when no one was watching, when no one cared. Look in the mirror and see the warrior within, the fighter who refuses to back down. That's who you are. That's who you were always meant to be. So go. Build the life you want, because no one else will build it for you. The power is yours. Embrace it. The world tells us that wealth belongs to the chosen few, those with luck, connections, or inherited power. But that's a lie crafted to keep you small, to keep you in chains, bound to a system that feeds on your compliance. The true path to wealth lies in something few dare to embrace: ruthless, relentless purpose. The truth? Wealth is not a game of chance. It is a science. And it's a science that demands more than just action. It demands the alignment of your mind, your will, and every ounce of energy within you. Picture this: a life where your thoughts alone summon riches, where your mind commands reality itself to serve you. This is no fantasy. It's the truth that waits in the shadows, waiting for those with the courage to claim it. You are capable of creating wealth beyond measure, but only if you are willing to do things in a certain way. And that certain way requires power, clarity, and the willingness to defy everything that others say is impossible. Understand this first. You must think in a certain way. The mind is your weapon, but if it is clouded with doubt, fear, and envy, it will betray you at every turn. Strip those chains away. You must think with purpose, as if the universe itself is bending to your will. Cast away thoughts of scarcity and limitation. Focus your mind like a blade, cutting through the illusions that bind others to mediocrity. Visualize what you want, not in some distant, vague future, but as if it is here now, real and breathing, already yours. This is no time to indulge in idle dreams. It's time to turn your mind into a relentless machine that brings your desires into existence. But thought alone is not enough. Thinking must be coupled with faith and an unbreakable purpose. Faith, real faith, is not some idle hope. It is a force that propels you, that drives you when everything else falls to darkness. Faith is your shield, your armor. It is what allows you to walk through the fire and come out stronger, untouchable. You must hold a vision of your wealth, a vision so powerful that it defies all logic, a vision that keeps burning even when the world around you is frozen with doubt. Without faith, your thoughts are weak, fragile, easily shattered. But with it, your thoughts become unyielding, capable of bending reality itself. Yet faith without action is a trap, a dead end. To command wealth, you must act in a certain way. Action is the iron that forges thoughts into reality. But not just any action. This is about efficient action, the kind that strikes with precision, with ruthless intent. Every movement, every decision, every choice must be aligned with your purpose. Mediocre actions bring mediocre results. If you want wealth, then act as if you deserve wealth. Don't waste a single moment in half-hearted attempts. Every step you take must drive you closer to your goal, each with purpose and intensity. And remember this, true wealth does not come from competition. It comes from creation. Many will try to pull you into their games of scarcity and fear, but you must rise above. You are not here to compete for scraps. You are here to create, to expand. When you walk the path of creation, the universe opens doors, revealing opportunities that others are blind to. Leave competition for the small-minded. Dare to walk alone, to create value that no one else has imagined. Let others fight for crumbs while you feast at the table of abundance. There is a force in this world that aligns with those who are grateful. Not the kind of gratitude that is weak or passive, but gratitude that is powerful, that acknowledges your place in the universe. Gratitude sharpens your vision and keeps you grounded in the knowledge that the universe provides for those who demand it. When you are grateful, you are in harmony with the powers that govern existence itself. Embrace this gratitude, not as a gesture, but as a daily ritual. Gratitude will fortify your faith, allowing you to persevere when others falter. But even with faith, purpose, and gratitude, you will fail without willpower. Willpower is not a tool to be used on others. It is a weapon you turn inward, to conquer the doubts, the fears, the weaknesses that live within. Willpower is the sword you wield to silence the voices that say you cannot, that tell you wealth is not for you. It is a force that transforms you into something unbreakable, untouchable. Do not squander it on trivial battles with others. Focus it on yourself, on disciplining your thoughts and actions, until you are a machine, unyielding in your pursuit. Understand this truth. There is abundance everywhere. The world wants you to believe in scarcity, to make you think that wealth is limited, reserved for the chosen few. But that's a lie. Abundance is your birthright, waiting for you to claim it. Reject the chains of scarcity. Know that the universe provides endlessly, and it will provide for you, if only you demand it with the full force of your will. Visualization is your blueprint, your map. See wealth, feel it, breathe it. Let it consume you until there is no room left for doubt or failure. Picture yourself already possessing what you desire, and walk as though you have it. Visualization is not some idle dream. It is the act of commanding your mind, shaping your reality through sheer force of belief. Let your imagination create what others cannot see. Act now, not later. The moment you hesitate, you surrender your power. You must seize each opportunity as if it were your last. Do not wait for perfect conditions. They do not exist. Act in the face of uncertainty. Act when others fear, and the rewards will be yours. The time is always now, and those who wait are left behind. And above all, never forget that the science of wealth is not just about accumulation. It's about growth. It's about becoming more, expanding beyond what you thought possible. The pursuit of wealth will test you. It will strip away illusions and force you to confront the truth of who you are. Embrace this journey, this transformation. You will emerge stronger, wiser, and wealthier, not just in material riches, but in power, resilience, and unshakable belief. So I ask you, are you willing to wield your mind like a weapon? Are you ready to step into the darkness, to command it, and emerge with wealth beyond measure? This path is not for the faint-hearted. It is for those willing to burn with purpose, to rise above mediocrity, to create their reality, not beg for it. If you want to carve your path to riches, you must build a fortress of strategies that guide your mind, direct your actions, and compel the universe itself to answer your demands. Remember, wealth is drawn to those who know how to command it, not to those who timidly request. Here's how you turn this command into practice. 1. Harness the power of intentional thought. Begin by taking command of your mental domain. Your thoughts are not random. They are the architects of your future, and if left unchecked, they will build walls instead of bridges. To think in this certain way means you do not let a single stray thought go unnoticed or undirected. Every day, give yourself time to envision your desires, but with precise clarity. Strategy: develop a daily mental routine. Upon waking, take 10 minutes to visualize your goals in detail. Picture not just the outcome, but the steps, the sensations, the reality of living it. In the evening, use another 10 minutes to revisit this vision, reinforcing it in your subconscious as you drift into sleep. Make your thoughts your unbreakable foundation, unwavering and focused solely on the wealth you wish to create. 2. Cultivate faith and belief as your shield. Faith is your defense against the shadows of doubt that will creep into your mind, especially as you venture toward what others deem impossible. This faith isn't just a vague hope, it's a rock-solid certainty. For true faith to take root, it must be nourished daily. Strategy: reaffirm your belief through a personal mantra, something that you can repeat to yourself whenever doubt arises. Craft words that resonate with power, like, "Wealth flows to me because I demand it. I am unstoppable." Speak it in your mind until it becomes an irrefutable truth. Write it on paper, look at it daily, and let it guide your actions. 3. Commit to efficient action with ruthless discipline. To act in the certain way is not to simply stay busy. It's to move with purpose, to be surgical with your time and efforts. Every action you take must serve as a bridge that brings you closer to your wealth. Mindless activity will scatter your power. Purposeful, directed action will harness it. Strategy: at the start of each day, create a list of 3 high-impact actions that will drive you toward your goal. These actions should be difficult, but essential. Ask yourself, what are the 3 things I can do today that will make the biggest difference? Execute these tasks with single-minded intensity, knowing that each one pulls you closer to the wealth you seek. 4. Adopt the creative mindset. Over the competitive mindset, competition weakens you, chaining your worth to others' achievements. Creation, however, sets you free, allowing you to generate value where none existed before. Cultivate a mindset of creation, a refusal to see limits, and an unwavering belief in abundance. Strategy: train yourself to see opportunities where others see problems. When a situation feels scarce, ask yourself, how can I create more value here? Start small. In your job, in your personal projects, find ways to add something new. Eventually, this mindset of creating over competing will make you a magnet for wealth. 5. Employ relentless gratitude to amplify your connection to abundance. Gratitude is often misunderstood as mere appreciation. True gratitude is raw power. It's a reminder to yourself and the universe that you are in harmony with the forces that bring wealth. Gratitude isn't passive. It's a choice, a stance, a way of attracting even more of what you desire. Strategy: create a gratitude ritual every night. List 3 things you are grateful for, not just because they feel good, but because they support your purpose. This could be your skills, your opportunities, or even your challenges. Acknowledge them as forces that bring you closer to your wealth. Gratitude will sharpen your focus, fueling your drive and creating a feedback loop that attracts even more. 6. Turn willpower inward for self-mastery. Your willpower is your weapon, not for external battles, but to conquer yourself. When you direct your willpower inward, It strengthens your resolve, silences doubt, and builds resilience. To do this, willpower must be exercised daily, like a muscle. Strategy. Choose one habit to cultivate or break each month. Make it small but meaningful. Perhaps it's the habit of beginning each day without checking your phone, or spending 10 minutes in meditation to command your mind. This act of self-discipline will bleed into every other area of your life, solidifying your power and creating a force that no obstacle can break. 7. Embrace abundance and reject scarcity as core beliefs. The moment you believe in scarcity, you create it. Abundance is a mindset, and it requires ruthless, almost fanatical rejection of the idea that anything is limited. You must train yourself to see that the universe is boundless and that there is more than enough for you to have your share. Strategy. When faced with financial decisions, refuse to act from a place of fear or lack. For example, if you're about to make a decision based on scarcity, stop. Reevaluate from a standpoint of abundance. Ask yourself, how would I act if I knew wealth was limitless? Let that answer guide you, and you will notice the shift as you attract wealth from the world around you. 8. Build your reality with relentless visualization. To visualize is to build in the mind before it becomes reality. Visualization requires vivid detail and complete sensory immersion. The more you feel as if you already possess wealth, the more the universe bends to deliver it. Strategy. Develop a visualization practice that includes all your senses. Sit quietly and imagine not only what wealth looks like, but what it feels, smells, tastes, and sounds like. Imagine the leather of a new car, the feel of fine fabric, or the sound of walking through a grand property. Visualization should be a full-bodied experience, not merely a mental picture. 9. Take immediate action. Control your time as a sacred resource. Hesitation is the silent killer of dreams. If you wait for ideal conditions, wealth will pass you by. Action is the language of manifestation, and every moment delayed is a moment lost. The time to act is now, no matter how imperfect the circumstances. Strategy. Every time you set a goal, find a single step you can take that day to start. Whether it's sending an email, making a call, or reading a single chapter, begin immediately. Starting moves you from dreamer to doer, and doers are the ones who get rich. 10. Prioritize self-growth as the foundation of wealth. Wealth will demand that you grow, that you expand your capacity to think, create, and command. Embrace self-growth as not just part of the journey, but the foundation of it. To attract wealth, you must become someone who naturally commands it. Strategy. Invest in self-improvement with a laser focus. Choose one skill that aligns with your wealth-building goals and commit to mastering it, whether it's sales, leadership, or investment acumen. Set aside time daily to grow this skill. Your self-improvement is not just for growth. It is the engine that will power your wealth. 11. Persist through darkness and use adversity as fuel. The path to riches will not be smooth. Adversity is a certainty, and the only way to overcome it is by transforming obstacles into fuel for growth. Each setback should be seen not as a failure, but as a lesson that brings you closer to mastery. Strategy. After each setback, analyze it thoroughly. Write down what you've learned and how you'll avoid similar pitfalls in the future. Then, get back to work with more ferocity than before. Resilience in the face of failure is what separates the rich from the defeated. 12. Demand relentless progress and never settle for stagnation. The science of wealth is a journey of relentless improvement. As you conquer each goal, set another. The only way to command wealth continuously is to make constant progress an unbreakable habit. Strategy. Set regular checkpoints for your progress. assessing and re-aiming your efforts. Monthly, evaluate what you've achieved and determine how you'll advance further. Treat your goals like stepping stones, each bringing you closer to a state where wealth flows to you naturally. Each of these strategies builds upon the other, creating a web of principles and actions that draw wealth to you as if it were a natural force. Use them, and remember, wealth is not a destination, but a state of being, a mastery over life itself. The science of getting rich demands relentless intent, calculated action, and a mind that knows no limits. Greetings, my friends. First off, let us take a moment to be grateful we made it another 24 hours on Earth. There are people who passed today that would give anything to have the opportunity to be here again, to breathe the breath of life once more. Take a deep breath and feel the oxygen come into your lungs. You do not have to worry about the chemical reactions that are occurring within you to sustain your body. Your physical vessel has it taken care of for now. In this video, I want to touch on the importance of balance when remaining disciplined. A lot of what we have taught on this channel has been about being relentlessly disciplined, as well as consistent. We deeply care about and love the people who have followed us along on this channel thus far. We now feel that it is important to remember that rest is not negated from discipline. If you find yourself grinding to the point your body feels like it is giving out, it may be because you are excluding rest and reflection from your disciplined routine. It is easy to praise the never-ending grind, the constant push to break limits, to keep moving, to keep doing. We've told you to put your head down and press on, and you've done it, day in and day out. But what if I told you that true discipline, true mastery, is more than just endless action? What if the real strength, the deeper strength, lies in knowing when to stop? Imagine a warrior on the battlefield, sword raised, eyes focused, pushing forward without pause. Now picture that same warrior after hours of fighting, tired, swinging at shadows, losing sight of what's real, just going through the motions. Eventually, even the strongest blade dulls. Even the sharpest mind grows clouded. You see, power is not just in the strike. It's in the precision of each move, the control over every action, and sometimes it's in the pause before the next move. Discipline doesn't mean running yourself into the ground. It doesn't mean sacrificing your clarity and strength on the altar of relentless action. We tell ourselves that if we just keep moving, we'll escape our demons, that every step forward is a step away from the things we're afraid to face. But the truth is, if we're always running, we're not really facing anything. We're not advancing. We're avoiding. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is to stop, to pause, to look around, and most of all, to look within. Because in that silence, in that uncomfortable stillness, is where we confront the truths we've been running from. It's in the pause that we recognize the wounds we've ignored, the fears we've hidden, the doubts we've buried. And only by facing those things can we heal. Only by healing can we rise with true strength. So pause, not as an escape from the grind, but as a necessary part of it. Use that time to reflect, to recharge, and to refocus. Don't mistake constant movement for progress. Running blindly will only lead you further from yourself. Real progress, the kind that lasts, comes from understanding. It comes from asking yourself why you're fighting, why you're pushing, why you're here. And you can't ask those questions if you're constantly lost in action. You see, rest is not the opposite of discipline. It's a crucial part of it. Rest is where discipline meets wisdom. It's where you gather the strength to go further, where you sharpen your mind, not just your resolve. Rest is where you find the clarity to see what really matters, to ensure that your path is aligned with your purpose. In this pause, In this reflection, you may find things you didn't want to see, the parts of you that are still broken, the weaknesses you've been avoiding. But facing those truths, owning them, is what makes you stronger. Not by pretending they don't exist, but by acknowledging them, healing them, and moving forward with a resilience that is forged in truth, not in denial. Don't just be disciplined in the fight. Be disciplined in your rest. Be disciplined enough to step back, to breathe, to let the dust settle so you can see clearly once again. This journey isn't just about how fast you can go. It's about how deeply you understand the road you're on. Every pause, every moment of stillness brings you closer to that understanding, to a power that is rooted not just in force, but in wisdom. When you embrace the pause, you allow yourself to recharge on a level that relentless action could never achieve. You stop being just a machine pushing forward, and you start becoming a force that moves with purpose, with vision, with unstoppable clarity. You realize that the journey isn't just about conquering the world outside of you. It's about mastering the world within you. Let's dive deeper into each of these strategies, exploring how they can lead us to a more purposeful and resilient life. The power of pausing. The idea of pausing, even if only for a few minutes, is radical in a world that values constant movement. Pausing gives us room to breathe, to look at the bigger picture, and to recalibrate. These intentional moments aren't about stepping away, but about coming back stronger. When we pause, we allow ourselves to clear the mental fog, making space for ideas and insights to rise. This reset isn't just a break, it's a strategic tool, a way to recharge with the clarity and purpose needed to tackle our next move with precision and strength. By learning to pause intentionally, we become more productive, more effective, and more aligned with what we truly want to achieve. Self-awareness and reflection. Pausing creates a sacred space for self-reflection. In the quiet moments, we can question our motivations, explore our feelings, and understand our intentions. These pauses act as mirrors, helping us see ourselves without the distortion that constant activity can bring. Reflection builds self-awareness, giving us the clarity to recognize what truly matters and what doesn't. And when we know what drives us, what lights the fire within us, we can direct our energy more effectively. With heightened self-awareness, we prevent burnout by aligning our actions with our core values, rather than blindly following the demands of the external world. Intentional breaks lead to growth. Breaks are more than rest. They are opportunities for transformation. When we step away intentionally, we're giving ourselves permission to evolve. O'Mara suggests that during these breaks, we can experience breakthroughs. Pauses allow new perspectives to emerge, and with that, new possibilities. Imagine every pause as a reset button for your mind, wiping away the clutter and making room for new ideas. Growth often comes not from relentless action, but from moments of stillness, where we recharge, rediscover our strengths, and prepare ourselves to face challenges with renewed energy. Listening to inner guidance. In a world full of noise, our intuition is often drowned out by external demands. Pausing helps us connect to that quiet inner voice that knows what we truly need. This inner guidance is our compass, showing us the direction that aligns with our deepest values and aspirations. Pausing quiets the external chaos, allowing us to hear that guidance clearly. Through regular pauses, we learn to trust ourselves more deeply, making choices that resonate with who we are, rather than who we think we should be. In silence, our intuition becomes the ally that guides us forward with confidence and purpose. Mindful techniques for pausing. Practical tools like breathing exercises, mindfulness practices, and journaling turn pauses into structured moments of reflection. These techniques ground us in the present, anchoring us when the world feels overwhelming. Breathing exercises, for instance, allow us to center ourselves instantly, even in the most chaotic moments. Mindfulness practices help us observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, turning each pause into a moment of insight. Journaling transforms our thoughts into words, making our reflections tangible and actionable. These techniques create a routine of intentional pauses, training our minds to slow down and think with clarity, even in the midst of life's pressures. Transforming your life through small changes. Often we think we need to overhaul our lives to see change, but transformation doesn't have to be drastic. Small, intentional pauses are like tiny seeds planted in our daily lives, gradually blossoming into big changes over time. Each pause, each moment of reflection, builds upon the last, enhancing our creativity, our empathy, and our overall sense of well-being. By incorporating small pauses regularly, we create a life that is in constant motion, yet balanced. These changes don't just affect how we feel. They shape how we approach challenges, relationships, and our work, leading to a life that is more aligned with who we are and who we want to become. Building resilience. Pausing helps us build resilience by giving us time to process and absorb challenges without reacting impulsively. In the space between stimulus and response lies our power to choose, to think clearly, and to act purposefully. Each pause strengthens our ability to withstand difficulties, making us less reactive and more thoughtful. By slowing down in moments of stress, we give ourselves the chance to recover, to recharge, and to come back with more strength. Resilience isn't just about endurance, it's about knowing when to step back, regroup, and then return to the fight with renewed vigor. Preventing and overcoming burnout. Burnout doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of countless ignored signs of stress and exhaustion. Pausing acts as a preventive measure, allowing us to notice when our energy is waning. Recognizing these signs early and taking a step back can prevent us from reaching the point of complete exhaustion. Omira encourages us to take proactive steps to restore our energy before it's too late. These pauses aren't luxuries, they're necessities, a form of self-care that ensures we have the fuel to keep going without losing ourselves in the process. Living authentically pausing helps us reconnect with our true selves. It's easy to lose sight of who we are when we're caught up in constant action. Pausing, however, gives us time to reflect on our true desires, our authentic goals, and our core values. This realignment fosters a life that isn't just productive, but meaningful. Living authentically means that every action, every choice, is a reflection of who we truly are. Pausing is the bridge that connects us to this authenticity, allowing us to make choices that lead to a balanced and fulfilling life. Practical steps for integrating pauses. Incorporating pauses into our daily routine doesn't have to be complicated. It's about creating small rituals and routines that encourage intentional breaks. Setting reminders to pause, scheduling time to reflect, and even practicing a few moments of mindfulness before a task are simple ways to integrate these pauses. These steps help us make pausing a habit, rather than a rare luxury. Over time, these pauses become second nature, weaving into our lives in a way that supports our well-being and our goals. By incorporating these strategies, we transform our approach to life. We become more resilient, more purposeful, and more in tune with who we are. Pausing isn't about taking a step back. It's about preparing ourselves to move forward with power, precision, and clarity. In the end, the greatest strength lies not just in how hard we push, but in how wisely we choose to pause, to reflect, and to rise once again, stronger than ever. Darkness closes in. a constant companion that weighs down your mind, feeding you doubts, amplifying every struggle. It's like a heavy fog, thick with obstacles that seem to have no end. The world might tell you to look for a way out, to find the easy route. But here's the truth no one wants to hear. There are no shortcuts. There is no escape from the climb. The only way out of this struggle is to put your head down, lock your focus, and keep moving forward, one relentless step at a time. Life doesn't hand out victories to the weak or the hesitant. If you're in the trenches, if every day feels like a battle, then understand this. The only way forward is through sheer grit. Keep pushing. Keep going. It's not glamorous, it's not easy, but it's real. And remember, you're not alone. GrimFace is right here in your corner, rooting for you, watching as you claw your way out of the depths. This is more than a motivational speech. This is a call to arms. This journey isn't about quick success or instant gratification. It's about survival, about transforming yourself into someone who's unbreakable, someone the world can't defeat. Now let's dive into each step, each hard-fought lesson that will guide you on this path. Step 1. Get ruthlessly serious. The first step to any transformation: get serious, truly serious. This isn't about half-hearted promises or fleeting motivation. It's about committing on a level so deep, it reshapes you. No more dabbling, no more dancing around your potential. Stop listening to distractions. Stop entertaining anything that doesn't serve your purpose. When I say get serious, I mean become ruthless in your focus. Decide, right here and now, that you're done with mediocrity, that you're through with the endless cycle of excuses. The road you're about to take demands a level of commitment few are willing to give. It's not a casual journey. It's not about comfort. It's about raw, undiluted determination. Look around you. Most people live in a fog, wandering aimlessly, chasing after temporary highs and comfort. But that's not your path. The moment you choose to take your life seriously, you step into a rare group, a breed that doesn't wait for the world to hand them success. You carve it out, step by painful step. Getting serious means setting your goals with laser precision, visualizing the life you're prepared to fight for, and refusing to let anything distract you from it. If you're here to play it safe, then step away now. But if you're ready to give everything you have, to demand more from yourself every single day, then welcome to the path. This is where the weak are left behind, and the relentless push forward. Step 2. Cultivate unbreakable wisdom. The world around you is always shifting, evolving. And if you want to keep up, no, if you want to dominate, you must get smarter every day. Knowledge isn't something that falls into your lap. It's a weapon you earn through relentless pursuit. To build yourself into something unbreakable, you need wisdom that goes beyond the surface. It's not just about knowing a few facts or reading a motivational quote. It's about internalizing principles that will guide you through the darkest storms. This is about cultivating unbreakable wisdom, the kind that sharpens you, strengthens you, and prepares you for any battle. You have to seek knowledge like it's a lifeline, because in many ways, it is. Devour books, study your failures, extract lessons from your experiences, and let every piece of knowledge become a building block in the fortress you're constructing. Every day, become just a bit wiser, a bit sharper. Knowledge is power, but only if you wield it with intent. Let every insight, every lesson strengthen your mind. Take notes, keep a journal, absorb everything that can prepare you for what lies ahead. Your mind is your greatest weapon. Sharpen it relentlessly. The ignorant are vulnerable, but the wise are fortified against the storms. So get smarter, harder, and wiser with every single day. Arm yourself with wisdom that cuts through the noise. Step 3. Keep moving, no matter what. Nothing will happen if you stand still. All the knowledge, all the wisdom in the world is worthless if you don't act on it. This is the step that separates dreamers from doers. The step where people either rise or fall. You can't afford to stand still, to let hesitation chain you down. Every day you're not moving forward is a day you're falling behind. Action is your salvation, your way out of the rut. When you feel the weight of doubt, the pull of hesitation, you have to force yourself to take that first step, even if it's small. Progress doesn't demand perfection. It demands movement, no matter how imperfect it is. Think of action as your way of breaking free. Every time you move forward, every small action you take, it's like striking a blow against the walls of doubt that try to hold you back. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. Keep building momentum. You're not here to wait for the perfect moment or to have everything figured out. The only thing you need to do is take the next step. Push through the resistance. Ignore the need for everything to be just right, and keep going. With every step, you gain strength. With every action, you learn, adapt, and grow. Keep moving, and you'll find that the journey itself builds you into someone capable of facing any challenge. Step 4. Fuel the fire. Inside you, there's a fire, a hunger for more, a drive to rise above everything that's tried to hold you back. But that fire needs fuel. And what better fuel than the challenge itself? Get excited, not just about the idea of winning, but about the struggle, the grind. This is about finding excitement in the act of building yourself up, in becoming someone who cannot be stopped. This is about cultivating a passion for progress, for growth, for every inch you gain. Let the fire within you grow with each small victory, with every hard-earned step forward. Excitement isn't just blind optimism. It's the recognition of your potential, the thrill of knowing you have what it takes to overcome. Every step, every move you make, is you proving to yourself that you are more than the obstacles. Don't just wait for success to get excited. Let the excitement come from within, from your own belief in what you're capable of. Let each step you take ignite that flame a little more. There's a fire in you, a deep hunger that won't be satisfied until you've become what you know you can be. Fan those flames every day. Embrace the struggle as fuel. Let it empower you, and never let it die out. Step 5. Embrace solitude. The path to greatness can feel lonely, but solitude is a strength, not a weakness. In a world full of noise, full of endless opinions and distractions, sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is step away. Embrace the quiet. Use it to reflect, to recharge, and to remind yourself of your purpose. Solitude is where you face yourself, where you have no choice but to confront your doubts, your fears, and your deepest ambitions. Take time to be alone, not to escape, but to prepare, to grow, and to focus. In solitude, you find clarity. It's where you strip away the noise and get real about what you want, what you're willing to do to achieve it. When you step away from the crowd, you start to hear your own voice louder than the voices of others. You start to trust yourself, to understand what drives you. Solitude is where you regain control of your mind and reconnect with your goals. And when you return to the battle, you'll be stronger, sharper, and ready to face whatever comes your way. Take time to get away, not just to rest, but to grow. Remember that even in your quietest moments, GrimFace is there, rooting for you, watching you become who you're meant to be. Final word: keep fighting. This journey isn't for the faint of heart. It's not for those who seek comfort or shortcuts. It's for those who are willing to embrace the dark, to push through every ounce of struggle, to build themselves into something unstoppable. GrimFace is here, not to lead you, not to follow you, but to walk with you, shoulder to shoulder, through every brutal step. This isn't a life for everyone. It's a life for the relentless, the unbreakable. So keep your head down, keep moving forward, and remember, every step, every moment of resistance is molding you, forging you into someone the world cannot break. You are not alone in this fight. GrimFace is here, standing with you, rooting for you. Now go. Make your mark. Become someone who's truly unstoppable. Welcome back. Our community is growing in numbers. This has shown us that there is still hope. There are still carriers of light walking in the darkness. They want to project messages of defeat to us, messages of opposition. They seek to divide us. They have access to us 24/7 through the devices we carry in our pockets, the screens that project into our homes. Be wary of the messages you are subjecting yourself to. If they are not of strength and love, it will erode at your psyche. If you are new to this community, welcome. Join the chosen few that are practicing their disciplines and staying sharp in the face of distractions. We will all rise together. Now let's begin today's lesson. Only you hold the power to change your life. It's yours. Your responsibility, your burden, and your liberation. Imagine that. It may feel heavy, maybe even crushing, but understand this. Once you accept that you are in control, that weight transforms into the most liberating power you'll ever possess. If you are the architect of your life, no one else can dictate your happiness, your success, or your growth. And that terrifies people. Why? Because it's easier to drift, to blame circumstances, to point at others. It's easier to look anywhere but the mirror. But if you're honest, brutally honest, you know that the path to growth begins the moment you take full responsibility for everything. You weren't given the perfect hand, maybe not even a fair one. Some start with more, others less. But in the end, what matters isn't how you started, it's how you finish. And that finish line is shaped by your decisions, your choices, your actions. So ask yourself, what are you doing with what you've got? Are you spending your time wishing for change, or are you using it to make change? Time doesn't wait. 5 years will pass, whether you act or not. Where will you be then? Will you arrive at a destination of your choosing, or will you drift aimlessly? There's a simple lesson to be learned, a story of a boat caught in the wind. The same wind blows on us all. Opportunity, difficulty, circumstance. It's not the wind that determines where you end up. It's the set of your sail. You alone have the power to adjust it, to harness it, to use it to reach your destination. Adjusting that sail is your responsibility, no one else's. Success, growth. These aren't gifts handed to you. They're sails you adjust, day by day, moment by moment. So where do you begin? Brutal honesty. Look at where you are and ask yourself why. What habits hold you back? What beliefs keep you shackled? Excuses are always there, tempting you, but opportunity is fleeting. Are you doing what it takes to improve, or are you feeding yourself distractions? Only you know the answer, and only you can decide to change. Change isn't sudden. It's a relentless, disciplined march. It's like planting a seed and nurturing it over time. Day after day, you water it with effort, you shield it from distractions, and eventually, you see the life you've built from it. People wait for motivation, thinking it's the spark they need. But motivation is fickle. It fades. Discipline, however, is unbreakable. Discipline is rising early, putting in the work when you'd rather rest, moving forward even when no one's watching. Because the one person who's always watching is you. Your self-respect is built by keeping promises to yourself. When you say you'll change and you do, something profound happens. You start to trust yourself, and with that trust, you become unstoppable. So think about your habits. Are they carrying you toward the life you want, or pulling you further away? The future doesn't shape itself. It's crafted from daily choices. It's built from small, seemingly insignificant actions that compound over time. Failure will come. It's not the opposite of success. It's part of it. Every stumble, every mistake is a lesson, a stepping stone, a path to strength. Don't let failure stop you. Let it forge you. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, who push you to rise, who believe in growth. Negative energy pulls you down, but those who are striving for more inspire you to stay on track. Be selective with who you let into your circle. Your journey is too valuable to be weighed down by those who refuse to grow. Now, what vision do you have for your life? Without a vision, you're drifting, letting the currents take you where they will. Get clear on what you want and break it down, step by step. Don't let the size of your dreams intimidate you. Every mountain is climbed one step at a time, and with each step, you gain strength, power, and clarity. Your attitude, too, is everything. Challenges will come. They're unavoidable. But how you face them, how you approach the obstacles, it's all in your attitude. Embrace change. It's inevitable. Life won't wait, and neither should you. The path you walk isn't for the faint-hearted. It's the path of a warrior, a relentless mentality that sees obstacles not as walls, but as tests, as fires that forge strength and sharpen the mind. Understand this. Each day, each decision, each action carries weight. The stakes are high. This life, this journey, it isn't a rehearsal. We have one shot, one chance to rise as individuals and as a collective. And if we falter, we risk it all. The cost of complacency is failure. The cost of inaction is defeat. As warriors, we don't have that luxury. A warrior knows that vigilance isn't a part-time job. It's a state of existence. Complacency is a weakness, a poison that eats away at the core of strength. So stay vigilant, because the moment you let your guard down, the world will press in, weighing on your resolve, testing your focus. A warrior lives with a heightened awareness that life's battles can be brutal, that every day is another step into unknown territory. There's no guarantee of easy victories. The path isn't paved in comfort. It's filled with trials that demand resilience. To live with the mentality of a warrior is to keep your purpose at the forefront of your mind. Every decision must align with your ultimate vision. When distractions come, and they will, you don't indulge them. When fear rises, you face it head-on. Warriors don't hide from the darkness. They use it as fuel, as a reminder of what's at stake. Your purpose becomes your armor. Every time you strengthen your mind, every time you hone your skills, you're preparing yourself not just to survive, but to thrive. Embrace the pain, the hardship, the struggles that come your way. They aren't there to break you. They're there to strengthen you. When others flee, warriors stand firm. When others doubt, warriors trust their training, their instincts, their unbreakable will. This isn't just about personal success. It's about legacy. Warriors understand that they're part of something bigger. Every individual victory contributes to the collective strength. Our fates are intertwined, and we cannot afford weakness among us. You have one shot, one chance to leave a mark, to create something that endures. A warrior knows the value of that, knows that every day is a battleground. The distractions, the naysayers, the temptations to fall back into comfort, these are the enemy. But a warrior sees through it all. sees that these things are illusions meant to pull you off course. Your duty is to rise above them, to keep your focus razor sharp. So stay vigilant. Hold your purpose close. Remember that a single moment of weakness can undo years of progress. Guard your mind, for it is your strongest weapon. Sharpen your habits, for they are the foundation of your strength. Every day you have a choice. Either you let the world dictate your path, or you set the course with the mentality of a warrior. This life is your battlefield. Make each day a step forward. Seize this one chance, this one shot, because there are no second attempts. And when you walk this path, know that you walk it with honor, with purpose, and with the unbreakable spirit of a true warrior. Let every decision, every action, be a testament to your commitment to rise, to conquer, to be relentless in pursuit of greatness. You've heard it all before. Think positive. Stay optimistic. Focus on the good. But if all it took to succeed was positive thinking, everyone would be thriving. We'd all be at the top. But we're not, are we? Because it takes more than thinking happy thoughts and staying in a bubble of optimism to conquer life. Real success, lasting, undeniable success, demands something deeper, something tougher. It demands that we look at the whole picture, not just the parts we like. It demands discipline, grit, and the courage to face the dark alongside the light. Let's get one thing straight. Positivity has its place. It can keep us afloat, keep us hopeful. But positivity alone is a fragile crutch. It blinds us to what truly needs fixing, to the inefficiencies, the weaknesses, the blind spots that lurk in the shadows. And ignoring these doesn't make them disappear. It only makes them stronger, festering below the surface, waiting to sabotage us when we're least prepared. If you want to rise, you must look at yourself honestly, brutally. You can't build resilience if you refuse to see where you're weak. You can't build strength if you won't admit where you're soft. Success demands that you look at the raw, unpolished truth of who you are, with all your flaws and imperfections, and decide to transform them. To master yourself, you can't just focus on what you're doing right. You need to know where you're falling short. And this is where relentless action comes in. It's easy to say, I'm going to change. It's a lot harder to follow through. Success is built on the back of 1,000 small, relentless actions, day after day. Every time you choose to improve a flaw, to push through discomfort, to do what needs to be done, you're proving that you have what it takes. Because here's the truth. Positive thinking will never replace action. You can dream all day about who you want to become, but until you grind, until you sweat, until you push yourself harder than you thought possible, those dreams will stay just that, dreams. But even action, without discipline, will crumble. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Discipline means showing up on the days you don't feel like it. It means doing the work, not because you're motivated, not because it feels good, but because you promised yourself you would. Discipline is about building a foundation so solid that nothing can shake you, so that even on your worst days, you're still moving forward. You see, success isn't born from fleeting moments of positivity. It's born in the dark, in the quiet, in the moments when no one else is watching. It's forged in the fires of self-reliance, molded by the actions you take when no one's there to applaud you, and hardened by the discipline to keep going, even when every part of you wants to quit. So go ahead, stay positive, keep that spark of hope alive, but don't let it blind you to the work you have to do. Don't let it distract you from the weaknesses you need to turn into strengths. Remember that it's not your positive thoughts that will carry you to the top. It's the relentless action and unbreakable discipline to face both the light and the dark within you. It's not a magic bullet that will make you successful. Yes, Positive thinking can keep you motivated and hopeful, but it won't get you through the grind, the setbacks, or the harsh truths that lie between where you are and where you want to be. Real success is not built on fluff. It's forged in the fire of discipline, honest self-reflection, and relentless, strategic action. If you truly want to succeed, you need more than an optimistic mindset. You need the courage to look your weaknesses in the eye, the strength to confront your failures, and the willpower to take continuous action. This is the truth few are willing to face. Success requires resilience, commitment, and an unyielding dedication to growth. So, let's talk about what it really takes. Here are the strategies to turn your dream. 1. Face the darkness. Embrace brutal honesty. You can't conquer what you refuse to see. Too often, people are afraid to look at the negative, to confront the aspects of themselves and their lives that are flawed or failing. But if you want to grow, you need to get brutally honest with yourself. Start by assessing your weaknesses. What are the habits, beliefs, or actions that are holding you back? Where are you falling short? It's easy to dismiss the negative, but ignoring it won't make it disappear. You must confront it, understand it, and use it to fuel your transformation. Conduct a self-audit. Take time every week to assess your actions and decisions. Ask yourself, what went well? Where did I fail? How can I improve? Don't sugarcoat the truth. Be brutally honest. Identify your blind spots. We all have areas where we fall short, things we don't want to admit. Talk to those you trust and ask for feedback. They can provide insights into your weaknesses that you might be blind to. Keep a truth journal. Write down your thoughts, actions, and results. Over time, patterns will emerge. These patterns reveal where you're truly struggling, where you're avoiding discomfort, and where you need to put in the work. 2. Embrace relentless action. Dream big. Act even bigger. You've heard it before. Actions speak louder than words. But here's the reality. Actions speak louder than thoughts, too. Positive thinking alone will never replace the grind, the work, the daily commitment to taking steps toward your goals. Vision without execution is a fantasy. Success is about doing the hard, often unglamorous work, day after day. It's about showing up consistently, whether or not you feel like it. Set tangible, action-oriented goals. Break down your ultimate goal into small, manageable tasks. It's easier to take action on concrete steps than abstract ideas. Follow the 5-minute rule. Commit to working on a task for just 5 minutes. Often the hardest part is starting. Once you've begun, momentum takes over. Build momentum with small wins. Start with actions that give you immediate results, no matter how small. Success is addictive, and small wins give you the confidence and motivation to tackle larger challenges. 3. Develop unbreakable discipline, the backbone of success. Discipline isn't about working hard only when you feel motivated. It's about showing up when you'd rather quit. Discipline is what keeps you on track long after the initial excitement fades. It's the foundation that turns intentions into habits, and habits into success. Without discipline, you'll chase inspiration without ever building the consistency needed to achieve anything meaningful. Set a daily routine. Design a routine that aligns with your goals. Consistency builds momentum, and a routine anchors you, making it easier to follow through on your commitments. Use the 2-minute rule. If something takes 2 minutes or less, do it immediately. This keeps small tasks from piling up and builds a habit of immediate action. Practice delayed gratification. Discipline is about choosing long-term rewards over short-term comfort. Learn to resist distractions and focus on what matters. The ability to delay gratification is one of the strongest predictors of success. 4. Look at failure as a blueprint, not a barrier. Failure is a harsh teacher, but it's one of the most valuable. When you fail, you have a choice. You can let it define you, or you can let it refine you. Failure reveals your weaknesses, your blind spots, and your limits. Instead of avoiding it or feeling defeated, learn to examine it closely. Every setback holds lessons. Every mistake teaches you what not to do next time. Conduct a post-mortem. After every failure, analyze what went wrong, what went right, and what could have been done differently. This turns failure into valuable data. Separate identity from actions. You are not your mistakes. Your actions can fail, but that doesn't mean you are a failure. Learn to view your failures objectively and without self-judgment. Apply the 1% rule. After every setback, commit to improving by just 1%. Small, incremental improvements over time lead to monumental results. 5. Cultivate resilience. Become unstoppable in the face of adversity. No path to success is without challenges. The true test isn't avoiding failure or hardship. It's how you respond to them. Resilience is the ability to rise after every fall, to keep pushing even when the world seems determined to stop you. Success isn't about avoiding challenges, but embracing them as opportunities to grow stronger, to sharpen your skills, to prove to yourself what you're truly capable of. Practice the bounce-back mindset. Set a maximum time to dwell on setbacks, maybe an hour or a day, and then refocus on the next steps. Develop a support system. Surround yourself with people who encourage growth, who challenge you, who hold you accountable. Lean on them during tough times, and offer the same support in return. Visualize overcoming obstacles. Mentally prepare for setbacks. Visualize yourself facing difficulties and coming out stronger. This makes it easier to handle challenges when they arise. 6. Measure your progress. Hold yourself accountable. Positive thinking might make you feel good temporarily, but real growth demands accountability. Without measuring your progress, you won't know if you're truly improving. Accountability keeps you honest. It forces you to face your progress, or lack thereof, with clarity. And when you measure your actions, you learn to respect the process and commit to consistent improvement. Set weekly check-ins. Evaluate what you've achieved every week. This reinforces the habit of staying on track and prevents small slip-ups from becoming large setbacks. Track key metrics. Whatever your goals are, find metrics that matter and track them relentlessly. Whether it's hours spent on a skill, sales closed, or pages written, track it all. Use accountability partners or public declarations. Tell someone your goals. Make your progress known. This external accountability can push you to stay on track when your internal motivation wavers. 7. Cultivate a balance. Positivity meets realism. True power lies in balance. There's value in positivity, but there's equal, if not greater value in facing reality. Be optimistic about the future, but realistic about the present. Use positivity to inspire, but use realism to prepare. Combining both allows you to dream big while taking pragmatic steps to reach those dreams. Positivity without action is delusion. Realism without hope is despair. Find the balance, and you'll find success. Set hope and fear. Goals. Establish a hopeful outcome, but also prepare for the worst. This allows you to act with confidence while remaining prepared for potential setbacks. Engage in regular reflection. Spend time reflecting on both wins and losses. Positivity alone won't push you forward, but balanced reflection will. Celebrate your wins, but dig deep into your losses. Practice self-affirmations, paired with realistic goals. Use affirmations to stay inspired, but pair them with actionable steps. Don't just tell yourself you can succeed. Tell yourself what you'll do to succeed.